let's make a gradient texture that you can use for your 3D models created in Blender. I'm going to create a gradient texture for the crate I created in a previous video. I'll put a link so that you can see that video, because in the next video we're going to texture it with this gradient texture. So I'm using Photoshop, but you can use any program you want like GIMP or Krita. Also, this is a 512 by 512 canvas, but you can use any size you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a vertical rectangle, and with that rectangle selected, I'm going to select FX and go to gradient overlay. Now with this gradient overlay, it gives me options to create a gradient. I'm going to click on the gradient itself, and it's going to give me access to some presets that Photoshop comes pre-installed with. So like some blues, some beautiful oranges, and some really beautiful greens. But right now, we're going to create our own gradient. Now again, I'm creating a gradient for the crate. Crates are brown, they're wooden, so I'm thinking in regards to what I'm trying to make. So if you look right here, there's a gradient slider, and the gradient slider has stops. And these stops tell it what colors to gradate between. So right now we have a greenish, a yellowish green, and a very saturated green. So you can delete stops by pressing them and just going up with your mouse, or you can create them by selecting the slider, and once you see this white hand, you select it. Now you can control the amount of gradation between the colors by pressing this slider. Wait until it turns into an arrow, and you can create a different type of gradient. So what I like to do is I like to start with 3 stops with my base color in the middle. So I'm going to select this, go to a brown color. That's about right. This brown color. And then with this selected, I can copy this color by making sure that this stop is selected, and you know it's selected because it has a black arrow on it. Creating this stop, that's a duplicate of it. Deleting this stop, bringing this stop over here, and then when I click it, I can start from that color and just go up. So I'm gonna go up, 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 up. The next thing I'm gonna do is do the same thing again. So select this stop, click to create a new stop, click this stop, hold it, drag it up, delete it, and then move this one over here. And I'm gonna go down. And then after that, what I like to do is kind of toy around with it. So I'll hue shift, which is where you change the color, the hue of the sliders. Hue shifting is where you go from one hue to another. It makes everything a little bit more dynamic. So maybe I'll go up with this one a little bit, desaturate this slightly, go here, change this, maybe go up a little bit, and that changes the whole look and feel of the gradient. So this was just a quick tutorial on how to create gradients. In my next video, I'll actually texture a crate with this gradient, so look out for that.